Alright, today we're going to be attempting to change transmission cooler lines. I was changing out my transmission fluid yesterday and I noticed that this line here is leaking. That's happened since the last oil change, so before it blows up and leaves me stranded, I'm going to try and get it fixed today. This looks to be like it's going to be relatively straightforward. Here are the lines here. We're going to disconnect the hoses here and here, and then I've removed the lines out of their little clips on the bottom here, and there's this clip here I just took out of the lower radiator shroud. What we're going to try doing is taking the radiator shroud out to get access to the lines on the other side. So I've already taken off the little pan down here that's over sitting there in the corner. It's a couple of bolts, 7mm bolts here, and then 4 push clips. I think they're on the bottom of the radiator. Yep, 4 of those little push clip things. So these are the new lines. Those are those clips that I was talking about that we're pulling out of the bottom of the transmission or the radiator shroud. And then this one line here sits in about the middle of the radiator, which is really hard to access. This one we can get at from the top. Those two we can get at from the bottom. Shouldn't be too hard, but this one's going to be the pain in the butt. So what I've done is I have disconnected the fan, and then we're going to take this clip off of the shroud itself so that we have clearance between the radiator hose, and then disconnected the cables and the wire harness off the top there so that we can pull this shroud out. And then it looks like if we push on these tabs here and over here on this side, get the light over here there. You push that tab in, and then you can pull that shroud up. So there are some more clips down on the bottom. Like you see, you have to take the lines off the bottom, and then there's also this clip down here for the lower radiator hose that we're going to have to pry out. To get that off of the shroud. I almost had the shroud out earlier, and then I realized this was on it, so then it looks like once I get that out, then we'll have room to get at let's see, you can see that line right there. So that's the one that's going to be a real pain in the butt to get to. I got a 5/8 line wrench on there. It might be metric. I'm not sure. The 5/8 fits pretty snug, so we're going to try that because that's really all I have. My metric only goes up to 14. Worst case scenario, I'll cut the line, seeing as how rusty they are, and then just use a socket on it. But you know, if you're trying to take them off and save them, you know, if they're good, then yeah, you can't do that. So I've got this lower pan here tucked up underneath for a little extra clearance. Alright, so we're going to try and get that shroud out and then go from there.